Feigned friends, this is the great Yarmouth Minsters. Look, this is what they put in the local paper. Just magnificent. The windows at Great Yarmouth Minster, the Minster Church. And over the years, like I said, if you look at the people that get married there and weddings and all of that, it tells you quite a lot who's controlling the Minster Church. But anyway, look at the windows. Look, I'm not going to show you what that means. Yeah, someone who's seen the video, there's new information. Even the little stars here, look, yeah, are Luciferian. And I'm going to show you what they mean as well. So let's get started with the old show. This is the first video. Some of you have already seen it on my Facebook page. But once I've played the videos through, I'll explain the organ a bit more. There's the front, look. See, I'm not going to explain what that means. That's the entrance to the church, okay? Look at the 3232s, look, across the top of the church, yeah? The Minster Church. And then this is the organ, of the actual, that wouldn't expand for some reason. I don't know why. But that's the organ, and I'm going to explain that as well. Oh, mate, why ain't that? I need that to enlarge. I don't know why it won't enlarge. Maybe you'll have to go look at it yourself. But the organ, again, is the same design and shape like everything else. But I can't get it to go in. But I'll work on it. I'll soon show you what all that represents, because it's all Luciferian, yeah. So anyway, let's bring it back down. Right, let's start the video. This is for 9 minutes, and then I've got another 10-minute one, and then a little 1-minute one, and then I'll go through the other symbolisms of you. Even this there, look, even because the windows got smashed at some point by someone, but even that is Luciferian. Not the windows. It's not the windows that have been broke. I'm on about the design. It's the only picture I could get of the windows, but even the windows are Luciferian. I'll show you everything in this church, right? I mean, look at that. Someone showed me this yesterday. Look, the magnificent windows at the Great Yarmouth Minster, which represents 666, the mark of the beast. And thanks for that, who sent me that, because I never even thought about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't see everything. I don't get everything, but I'm getting there. And like I said, the more we expose these monster masons, monster masons. Anyway, the more we learn. So here we go. Enjoy the show, my profane friends. It's a magnificent window, but yeah, if anyone understood it, that it stands for Lucifer 666, we'd be all right, wouldn't we? Because that's what it represents. Notice how many, the first 6, yeah? And here we go. Let me just get onto the drawing so I can explain it more, yeah? Because everything's hidden in plain right. Now, I've never used this one before, so I don't really know how to use it. Wait a minute. Let me just get... here we go. Now, I'll do it in red, okay? Watch this. Look, I'll show you the 666, okay, of Lucifer. See, first of all, you've got your first pyramid there, okay? Your second pyramid is here. Let me just get that a bit thinner, just to show you how they cover and hide up the Masonic symbolism of Lucifer. See, there's your first one. There's your second one, yeah? On the circles, look, the points. Let me do this. I'll do it this way, basically. This is what you're looking at there, okay? And it's hidden in plain right, as I've said. Now, each window, if you notice, these are circles, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah? There's 5. Now, because, right, the symbolism are the points, these little points here, yeah, these little points here, right, they make the 6th circle, yeah? So, straight away, yeah, and if you look at the mark of the beast, this is 6, 6, 6. You see what I mean, my profane friends? But they hide it all in plain right. And you don't understand it because you haven't learned the symbolism of Freemasonry. See, so they're 5 circles. So this is 6, 6, 6 of Lucifer. That's the first thing. Now, 232, yeah? Right, which is in there. again, you can't see it because you've been trained to see it, makes a Masonic cube, okay, like this. And if you go look at the Minster, the front door, yeah, you'll see 3 of them, yeah. So a cube has 6 sides, so 3 of them is 6, 6, 6. So as you walk into the Minster, you'll see 3 Masonic cubes. You'll have 2, 3, 2 like this, yeah. And because it's like it's Darren Brown, yeah, that's what that makes, yeah. It represents it when you square it off, yeah, that's what it represents. In the middle, you have this twice, yeah, like this. This is what you have on the outside. Nothing to do with me. And then what you do, you combine these 2, yeah, when they combine, them 2 dots, yeah. When they combine, yeah, so when they combine, you then get 2, 3, 2, what gives you your third 6. Go look as you walk into the Minster door, yeah. And obviously, then go look at some of the pews, and on the end, you'll see the Royal Arch Masonry. You'll also see the Druids, the Druid signs, because they're the Druids as well. So don't think this is all like a coincidence, because they're in, because that 2, 3, 2, as I said, yeah, right, apart from being as above, so below pyramids, yeah, it's the 2, 3, 2. So when there's 3 steps in masonry, yeah, and the 3 steps are this, look. You've got the entered apprentice, fellow craft, master mason, okay? After that, you then have the 5 hidden chambers, yeah, which is here, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, which is the 5 hidden chambers. What are the 5 hidden chambers? It's 2, 3, 2, okay, which is the Masonic cube, okay. After the 5 hidden chambers, right, we then have, and I'll go dark blue on this, we have the 7 hidden chambers, yeah, you've got the 7 steps, so it's 3, 5, 7 steps in Freemasonry, right. Anyway, that's a 7 total. So the point, which is always the centre, which is here, yeah, the point, is the 7th letter of the alphabet. What's the 7th letter of the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay? So that puts a G in the middle of that, okay? Now, after the 7 steps, there's the 9 steps. So you put 1 above, 1 below. As above, so below, yeah? But after the 9 steps, you then got the 13 steps, okay? So you put 1 over here, 1 over there, 1 over there, and you'll see there's 13 points, yeah? And then when you, what they call square it off, yeah? You square it off, you go like this, boom, boom. That's what puts the G in the square and calm piss. You see what I mean, my profane friends? They don't teach you any of this. That's your 13 steps. But also what it is, yeah, right, is like I said, see, there's your 7, right? So when I put from the 9 steps, because you've got 1 above, remember? So when you do this, that's exactly what that represents, my profane friend. Lovely. What a wonderful window. You know what I mean? Like I said, they trick you into believing it's something to do with Christ when it's got nothing to do with Christ or anything else. That's to do with Lucifer, the one-eyed God that Freemasonry's worship. Now, obviously, this is going to get removed. You're not allowed to learn this. You're not allowed to know this. But that's what that is. That's why. And again, it's hidden in plain right. Like I said, each one of these, yeah, these here, I'll change the colour. Go back to red. Oh. Each one of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles, yeah. And then when the points what are here, yeah, that makes the 6th circle. So that's 6, 6, 6. And like I said, when you square it off, this is because this is what Freemasonry won't tell you. But also, like I said, when you square this off, look, and you go to the circles, yeah, like this, yeah. This is what it is, my profane friends. But they won't tell you that. You know what I mean? That's hidden all in plain right. There's a lot more in there. You know, again, you'll have to watch my videos. I will post the videos. But if you notice, get up the top here, I don't know if I can get it in. Can you see to the left here, look? Look at the ceiling. When you look up at the ceiling, yeah, you'll see it. Look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, that's your 7. There's your 8, 9, and then you've got your 4 in the corner, 11, 12, 13. See? They won't tell you that. That's all over the ceiling. So what it represents, and when you get 3 times, again, because I can't remember what it is now, but when you get 3 times 13, yeah, that gives you 39, yeah? That gives you 39, 3 9s, 999, as above, so below, 666. But they won't tell you none of this. And then go look at the organ into the Minster, and you'll see the organ, right, again, has this type of pattern, yeah? And I can't remember offhand how many it is or what it is, and you'll see the patterns like this, yeah? Again, this represents 666. I'm going to leave a link to my video anyway that you should go watch, and that'll learn you all this. But again, it's on the 6. What it is when it's like that, yeah? When you see this, okay, like that on the organ, yeah, you'll notice that it's 2, 3, 2, 1 Masonic cube, 3, 2, 3. The second Masonic cube, and then 2, 3, 2 would give you the third Masonic cube, yeah? Now, another thing you got to know is that they have 3, see, that's the points, yeah? The 6 points make the square and calm piss, yeah? That's the 6 points. When you see it 3 times, that gives you 666, okay? So when you see 3, 2, 3, yeah? That gives you the square and calm piss. Now go look at it. That's the only patterns you need to learn is 3, 2, 3, or, which gives you the square and the calm piss, or you need to learn the 2, 3, 2. You know what I mean? And it's all hidden in plain, right? Like I said, go look above the door, and then when you actually walk in the door, you'll see a black square on the floor. Stand on the black square, standing on the square, look up, and you'll see this, the square and calm piss, because it's all Masonic symbolism, hidden in plain right, my profane friends. Anyway, I'll leave a link with the video I've just done. Oh, I'm so excited I could crush your grip. And there we go, my profane friends. What I'd like to add to that, if I could, or know how to draw, which I can't do, I don't know how to do it. Oh, yes, I can. Wait a minute. No, I can't. I don't know how to do it. I think it's that one, isn't it? Yeah, I've got it. Right, what I'd like to add just to that little piece here, yeah, and I don't know how to get rid of that red, because obviously I'm going on top of a video, but where the window is here, and you've got the oh, like that, you've got the pyramid, yeah, right? Remember, each one of them that I told you, let me get rid of that, each one of these, which is a 6, 6, 6, yeah, the 3 dots around it, and I'll change the colour just to make sure so you see it. The three dots here, look, you see these here, yeah. So what it makes is 3 times, okay. And this is where they get the numbers, and I don't really go into the numbers. You know what I mean? Is 18. See, 3 6s, yeah, are 18, yeah. And then what's 1 and 8? Gives you the 9, their Masonic 9. I'm going to explain that in a minute, but that's what that is. That's their Masonic magic 9. Look it up, you know what I mean? But that's that video there anyway. Now if I discard that somehow, right, discard, that's the first video. Okay, now the second video I did part 2, which is here, and I show the outside of the the Minster, where, as you can plainly see, look, after that explanation, you can actually see the 2, 3, 2, and how it combination. I keep calling him bloody David Blaine or whatever it is, but I'll think of his name. But here's part 2 to that. But also in the windows, as I said, someone sent me this yesterday, and that's the mark of the beast. You see what I mean? Their beast system. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you see where each one, there's a pyramid with an all-seeing eye. I forgot about that as well. I went to mention that. I'll just show you where the all-seeing eye is. That was that one, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll do it in. See this here, look, I'll just put a yellow dot in, yeah. Oh, it ain't working well, is it? Yeah, so if I go like that, each one of these, look, is a pyramid with an all-seeing eye, look, you see? Pyramid, 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 all seeing eye, all seeing eye, all seeing eye. That is another bit of symbolism there, yeah? So let's not forget that. But again, like I said, I should have shown it in the video as I did it. Do you know what I mean? But that's what that is. Look, if you notice, it's the all-seeing eye within the pyramid, you see. And then you got these ones here as well, which I don't, I won't get into it. There is other symbolism there, yeah. Like I said, everything they do is a word, a saying, or a symbol, yeah. There's nothing as straightforward with anything, do you know what I mean? That it's all trickery with these Freemasons, you know what I mean? Look, can you see the all-seeing eye in the pyramid? That's what that basically represents, yeah? That there. Let me do a bit of which one is it? That one. I'm just getting used to this. I haven't done this in a while. Oh, baby. So that's what that is there. That, when you square it off, yeah, is the all-seeing eye, you see, of Lucifer. And it's 3 times, of course. Don't forget it's 3 times. Look, 1, 2, 3. The all-seeing eye, look. See? It's always that, remember, it's always the squares, the circles, and the pyramids, yeah? Nothing changes with Freemasonry. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Discard. But that's what that is, you know what I mean? I'm going to show you the ceilings in a minute. I noticed the ceiling, yeah, is 3 panels on each side, yeah? Because again, when I said about the panels, I've got a better picture of it this time, yeah? So, I don't know what I did. Put that there like that. Yeah, so I got it in red, okay? Notice, look, there's 1 panel here, 2 panels, 3 panels. Then you got 1 panel, 2 panel, and there's 3 panels on that side. I have got a better picture for that, yeah? Because as I said, in fact, I'll do it now if I can find it, which is this pattern. Look, so there's the window, okay, which is wonderful. And what we got here, look, can you see it? My profane friends, look. Let's see if I can do it. Oh no, wait, I've got to hit the button. Go like that. If I can bring that in, remember, I'm not a professional. Right, that's it. Right, just bring it down a bit more. So what have we got here? Let's have a look. I've just shown you the... Oh, let's get it a bit smaller. A little bit smaller for you guys. Right, bear with me. Like I said, I'm not an expert. So right across the top here, look, you've got... Oh, wait there. 3, 2, 3. Okay, which gives you a square and a calm piss. Okay, you can do this anyway. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Yeah. And then you've got your 2, 3, 2, yeah, which is your second 6, remember, okay, right, and then at the bottom, you've got your 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, which again is your third square and compass on the 6 points, which again gives you 6, 6, 6, okay? And it's 3 times, yeah, because the panels are 3, which I've shown. But also, what it is what I've just explained to you, yeah? It's 2, 3, 2 in the middle, okay, right? Which we know is a Masonic cube, right? Then we've got that's the 7 points, right? Yeah, remember that? That's the 7 points, yeah? Which puts the G in the middle because the point of the G, okay? Then you got your 9 steps, look, 9, okay? That's your 9 steps, right? 9, and then what you got 4 left, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, see? And then what happens when you square it off? Well, we're just showing you what happens when you square it off. It puts that G right in the middle of the square and calm piss, yeah? And that's what we're dealing with. Trickery, 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 and all lies. Yeah. Now let me just show you something. Can you remember? This was the British, yeah? Like this, like that. I showed it yesterday. That was the British plane, yeah? We were the compasses, yeah, in the war. We were the compasses, the red, white, and blue. Red lodge, white lodge, blue lodge, whatever you want to call it, yeah? We were the compass. And what were the Germans? The Germans were, watch this, look, it's amazing, look, 2, 3, 2, okay? 9 steps in Freemasonry. What's the 9 steps in Freemasonry? They were the square, see? Because when you square it off, they were the square, see? And then what was that, but what, let me just go back. But what was that in? Oh, I don't like that one there. Let's straighten it up a bit. Boom, boom, boom. So they were the square, the Nazis, yeah. And if you look at the swastika anywhere, it had a circle. You see, because they were the square, yeah, within the circle, yeah, and they were the 9 points in Freemasonry. They were the 9 points. Remember that, yeah. So that's what the Germans were. They were 2, 3, 2. You know what I mean? It put the G right in that middle because that's the centre point. But they were just different family elites. You know, lords, dukes, earls, barons, whatever you want to call them. You know, Tsars, because they were the Russians. The Russians were the Tsars. And if you look at the Russian, which I'm now going to show you in a minute, in a video by David Icke, it's only a minute video. You'll see how the Russians were the sigil of, again, Satan, you know what I mean? But that's what so the Germans basically were the squares and we were the compasses. I'll get rid of that. And we were the compasses. But as you can see on the ceiling, and that's both ways, it doesn't matter which way you go, it's 2, 3, 2, yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps, yeah, okay? And that's what that's all about, my profane friends. But they won't teach you that. But I will, because I'll grass them right up. But as you can see, look, how many panels are on each side, look? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes up there like that, and they keep consistent with their Masonic symbolism, look, see? And what is 3 times 13? 39, yeah? 3 9s, 999, as above, so below, 666, yeah? And that's what they won't teach you, they won't tell you, they won't give you any information like that, because they know it's to the one-eyed god, Lucifer. So that's 13, that's 13, that's 13. Do the maths, 39, 999, move that up there if I can, wait there. 999, as above, so below, 666. And that's right there in your face, no messing about, pure Luciferian thingy. Like I said, 3 panels at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 3, 33 degrees. 33 degrees, because their monster Luciferian god with the one eye knows no bounds. You know what I mean? Even on the backdrop, look at the backdrop. If you look at the backdrop, yeah, and I don't really, can you see it? Look, the square and compass configuration, yeah, or is it 2, 3, 2? It can be 2, 3, 2. Look, you see? Oh, I'm doing it wrong, but it's 2, 3, 2, and that's on the backdrop of the curtain. You know what I mean? It's just absolute madness how they've got away with it. You know, even on the altar, it's the same. But anyway, that's another story, right? Let's discard that and move on to the second video. So here's the second video I did of this. Oh. Of the door. 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 2. And then in the middle, because it's like Darren Brown, I think it's Darren Brown, or the other geezer who do all that, you have to combine these 2 diamonds, which we know, I've shown you what diamonds are anyway, 2 diamonds, what they make. But what you have to do is combine them 2 diamonds, and when you combine them, yeah, which is this basically, when you can combine it, yeah, the one in the middle, like that, that gives you your third 2, 3, 2, you see? And we know 2, 3, 2 makes the Masonic cube, and the Masonic cube is 6 sides. So what we got here, we've got 3 times 2, 3, 2, which gives you 6, 6, 6, and that's what that is, my profane friends. You know what I mean? Pure Masonic symbolism at its best of Lucifer. You know what I mean? And forget the pyramid, you know, the pyramid with the sun, you know, the sun hieroglyph above. You know what I mean? I could go into a lot more. I've done the church anyway. Look at my videos. You know, you've got your 3 strikes here. Look, 3 steps in Freemasonry, which again is 33 degrees. It's also a 6. Do you see what I mean? Which again gives you their Masonic 9, you see. And then it's as above, so below, gives you their number 6, you see, which is their Masonic 9. But what do I know? I'm profane. But we do, as I've said, look, it's 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, yeah, which we know is a 6 because they're Masonic cubes. And then the one in the middle, you have to move it. It's not Darren Brown, I can't remember what the book was now. But that conspiracy dude, you can bind the 2 in the middle, and then it gives you dum, 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 and then it gives you boom, 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 and that gives you your third Masonic cube, which is your third 6, and you have 6, 6, 6, my profane friends, and that is what they don't want you to know, because it's all Luciferian. If you can decimate and desecrate a church, then you're right on it, ain't you? You know what I mean? You're serving Lucifer in a big, big way, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's all about, oh, discard, it's all about pyramids, circles and squares. And even if you, I've got the video, it's on my YouTube anyway, but if you look at all the windows, they all come in, what do you call it, bloody as 454, which is the same police station. Just go look at Masonic police symbolism, yeah, and that'll show you straight away. I mean, look at that, look, that, I can't scroll in on it, but Masonic police symbolism at its best. If I show you here, hopefully I can show you here. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. No, I can't show you. But yeah, any Masonic, basically, you know, this is what we're talking about, the police, you know what I mean? You put the police, just go like that, police station, straight away, what do you get? Let's have a look. Let's look at the badges, right? Just one badge, that's all we want. Oh, what the hell? Oh, come on, my profane friends. And look, there's not one. Okay, then. We'll put police station logo. L-O-G-O. And look what it is. What the hell? Have I got to put UK in? Really? Seriously? I have, haven't I? UK, because it's giving me America. Again, these are, you know, if you look at what they are, can you see the squares, circles and pyramids? Because that's what it is. You see what I mean? Can you see it? Look, from this point here, look. Oh, wait there, let me download that image and then I'll show you. But where's the logo? I want the logo, this is ridiculous. What the hell? I can't believe it. UK police sign. Let's see if it comes up in here. There it is, look. I'll download that and I'll show you exactly what it is. You'll find it on any police station. Look, it's all over the bloody place, okay? So it doesn't matter where you look, where you go, it's there, do you know what I mean? So what we'll go here first, right? I'll go here, watch this, look. I'll show you exactly what this is. I'm new to doing this, so you'll have to just give me a couple of seconds. Colour mix, nope. Wait a minute. Spotify, nope. Wait a minute, this is new to me, so I don't really know, not lassos. God damn it, ain't that one neither. Right, wait a minute, bear with me guys. What the hell have I done there? Right, wait a minute, how do I do this? Maybe no. Oh, like that. There we go. Right. So here's your squares, yeah? Watch this, look, this point here, yeah? This point here, there's a point underneath there, obviously the crown, yeah? So that's your first square, look, you see? There's your square, yeah? You'll get this in the church. There's your second square, okay? Okay? And what's in the square? The circle. Within the circle, you see? And then this here, they tell you that's for the Queen, it's the 2 Jachin and Boaz, the JB, I believe, anyway, myself. But there it is, look, you see what I mean? Squares, circles, and that's what that is, okay? So let's forget that one, duff that away, discard. And then let's go to the next one, which is this one, okay? If I can get it to, there we go. Like I said, I'm not professional at this, so you'll have to excuse me. That one, innit? Yep. So what we got here, look, this is what this is, yeah? It's 3, 2, 3. So what is 3, 2, 3? It's the square and calm piss, yeah? of Freemasonry. Why that made a noise, I don't know. But there it is, the square and the compass. But what else is it? It's also, if you look, it's 2, 3, 2. So also it has the Masonic cube. You see? And that is your Masonic police, you see? Because they were there for the elites, you know, the lords, the dukes and the earls. And they were supposed to protect all the shop fronts and everything else for those Freemasons that were serving your community. And you were the consumers, you see? But there you go, look, that's what it is, Masonic square, the cube and compass. And that's what it's all about all the time, that Masonic square and compass. And also, just for those who didn't know what that actually is as well, right, I'll show you. Right, it's 2, 3, 2, okay? So that's one Masonic cube, okay? Then it's 2, 3, 2, okay? That's your second Masonic cube. Then obviously the third, yeah, because you do this twice again. Like I said, symbolism's deep, you know what I mean? It ain't just meaning one thing. So when I've done that, let me just change the colour to green. So that's your 2, 3, 2 twice, yeah? 2, 3, 2 twice, yeah? We know is Masonic cubes, yeah? So that's 1, 6, that's 2, 6. People go, well, where's the third 6? The third 6 is actually the 6 points, yeah? Which actually means the 6 points makes the square and the compass, so that's your third 6. But where's the Masonic 9? The Masonic 9, yeah, is the 2, 3, 2. That's also the number, what they call it, the Masonic cube, yeah. So it's also the Masonic cube. I should have changed that colour. I'll put it on yellow. So the 2, 3, 2, yeah, on the blue, yeah, because that's how it works, or how they do it. I don't understand it myself, but that's the Masonic cube, yeah. Which is also the 4, because there's always 4, you know what I mean? There's always 6, 6, 6, and then the fourth one is the 9, you see? Or it's 9, 9, 9, and then the fourth one is the 6. Either way, it works out to their favour anyway. So you get the Masonic cube, what then gives you their 9, you see? And that's what that is. So whatever way that you go with it, that's what that actually represents, you know what I mean? You've got the 2, 3, 2 twice. See, look, 2, 3, 2. And then you've got 2, 3, 2, which is 2 Masonic cubes of 6, 6. And then to make up the final 6, you have your 2, 3, 2 and the Masonic cube, which is your third 6, or it's 3, 2, 3 would give you the square and compass, which is on the 6 points. See, and that's what it is. It's always, that's how it rolls within Freemasonry. Do you see what I mean? And they know that, and that's just the simpleness of it. You know what I mean? How they've hidden that over the decades and centuries, because they're the ones who are the police. Anyway, have a great day, baby.
Indeed, have a great day, Sugar Puffs. But as you can see, so that's the 2 videos combined there. I now want you to watch this video. Where is it? I'm actually in the wrong bloody thingamajiggy, but it don't matter. I'll get to it anyway, because I actually did this video like this here, but I'll go back. That's my gym time soon. So I'll now go to this and watch Helios, Satan. Watch the sigils that David Icke explained. Oh.
As Helios, the sun.
Right, go.
Plato referred to Saturn as Helios, the sun god. Satanism is Saturnism. Satanists worship the goat. The god himself is a symbol of Saturn because this planet is enthroned in Capricorn, whose emblem is a goat. And you see them on Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Baroness Philippine de Rothschild. This is called the magic square of Saturn, 666. This is the sigil of Saturn, the most obvious symbol of Freemasonry. Balmoral, the Scottish home of the royal family, the sigil of Saturn. This is an ancient symbol of Saturn. They then took it and put it on on their fiefdom of Israel, the symbol of the Soviet Union, the symbol of Saturn, the hammer and the sickle. This is a permanent hexagon in the North Pole of Saturn. He's also the six-pointed star, and he's also the cube. The Kaaba is a symbol of Saturn. The black cube that Jewish people put on their third eye as part of their ritual is Saturn. So all these symbols are all representations of the frequency of Saturn. That's the matrix that's playing us.
Now, I don't know much to me except an old guitar, but anyway, here's the times of the days. Look, you see that, and they've done the times of the days again. I got this yesterday. I thought that's quite interesting, actually. So, you know, again, the 24 hours, there's 3 sixes, 666. So each day we live in a 666 Luciferian day. You see what I mean? As mad as that seems, but anyway, what do I know? You know, like I said, I don't know much about it, but there you go. That's what we're dealing with all the time: squares, circles, pyramids. You know what I mean? As I said, look, there's, as you go into here, as you may have heard me mention earlier, there's a black square in there. When you go to that black square at the entrance, look up, yeah. And then you'll see the square in calm piss right in the foyer as you walk into the Minster. So that's that. I've shown that where it's 666, the mark of the beast. Thank you for that. Whoever sent me that, I can't remember his name now. Sorry. Let's see if I can scroll into this. Oh, that ain't gonna happen, is it? That ain't happening. That just ain't happening. Now this is the actual church organ. Okay. Which again I mentioned yesterday. This is the church organ. Look, you can see the square and the calm piss here. Look, you see it? Look, square and calm piss here, square and calm piss here. I can't remember who dedicated or what was on the sign, but there's 2 square and calm pisses, okay, on the organ right there. Look, yeah, that's the first thing. Go look it up. It's on the internet anyway. But what I want to show you is that the symbolism of it all. Like to the left here, let me just show, oh, it is okay. Like to the left, we have the square and calm piss. You see? You get it? My profane friends. And then when I said about this here, this 232 for, look, 232. Yeah? You with me? 232. And then again, it's 232. See? 232 are Masonic cubes. It's 3 times, it's 666. You see what I mean? They can't help themselves, my profane friends. It's also this, just in case anyone else doesn't see it. So if I go like this, 3, 2, 3, okay, which you know is a square and a calm piss, yeah? And I'll do a yellow one, then it's 2, 3, 2 there, okay? Which is your second 6, okay, and then your third 6, because this is how it is. It's deep, mate. They don't just do it simple. Then it's 2, 3, 2, which is your third 6, which then gives you 666. You see, that's how they do it. That's how they hide it. So basically, all of that church organ that they donated to. Yeah, and then they wouldn't have put the organ in unless they were allowed to put the old square and calm piss on it. Yeah, but they decimated it right through. Look, you can see here, look. Can you see it there? Look, the square and calm piss. And there's symbols in the thingy, and I forgot what it is. That's my gym time in a minute. But that's what that is. Each and every one of these, you see this 5 here, look. 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 2. All symbols of Saturn. There's the fleur de piss all over it. I forgot what else they've put on it, but all of that, yeah, basically is the square and calm piss, and it's just basically the whole organ is 666, yeah, and that's what that is. See, but that's what they've done. They've decimated that. They've killed it, ain't they? You know what I mean? Pure Masonic symbolism at its best. Now, that's that, right? Now, that's the organ. Yeah, that's the organ there. Yeah. Now the ceiling in the thing, you can see the IHS, imitate, het and set, or whatever the bloody hell it is, right? This is at the other end of the church. Please note there's 9, yeah? There's 9 squares, look, okay? Because that's their magic Masonic 9, all right? Now, let me just change the colour to red, just so I can show you what's going on with this, okay? Now, what you got here, look, can you see the square, look? This is on the square, look. When I square it off, that's your square, and that's the point within the square. And then round the outside, look, it's a circle, you see? And these, the green little pieces, yeah, I'll just do it on this one, look. The green pieces there, look, they are your pyramids. So again, we have the square, circle, and pyramids, you see? There's the pyramid there, look, pyramid. See? So nothing's changed. It's always the square, the circle, and pyramids. So you've got 2 circles. See, it's always 2 circles. I don't know why. So you've got the circle that goes round here. You've got the circle that goes round here. So that's your 2 circles. And then if I put the point in, or put the circle in there, it's a bit like the UK World War II plane, isn't it? The circles, yeah. But anyway, that's another story. But there you go. Look, if I put the circle in there, we've got a World War II plane. See, we were the calm piss during the war. Anyway, what do I know? And then you've got the square on the points here, you see? And you've got a square in the middle. See, because a square within squares. And then you've got your main square here like that, okay? Because it goes off the points of these sickles. And there's your 4 pyramids, look, which is the 4 pyramids, which then makes it 4 square. What is 4 square? 6, 6, 6. See what I mean, my profane friends? They ain't tricking me. Even these, look, these here, 4 pyramids, look, it's the square, yeah, and you've got the circle that goes round. Oh. But there you go. Nothing's changed. It's the same over and over again. You know what I mean? This is the square, look. Oh, that's not drawn anymore. I don't know why. Oh well, you get the score, my profane friends. But that's that ceiling there, okay? And then we've got, wait a minute, give me a chance, my profane friends. Yeah, I've done the ceiling with the 13 steps, look. 3 on either side. Notice the up and down pyramids here, look. And that you've got the 3 points. Remember, again, look. They're really tricky, these Freemasons, I'll tell you. Remember, this here, yeah, represents whatever way you may look at. Oh, let me just shorten that a bit, sorry. Take it down a bit. That's because I've increased it, innit? Remember, these, the 3 points, yeah? So if I show you the 3 points, I'll put 1 point there, 1 point there, and then 1 point there, yeah? What that actually represents is this, okay? That's what that represents. So what does that mean? Again, here it is, look. It's the Masonic cube, yeah? It's the Masonic cube of Saturn, yeah? And they're up as above, so below. And that's what that actually represents, yeah? They are. Also, they're pyramids, of course, which is a simple one. Above and below, yeah? When you combine the two, that's, like I said, you have to move them. You end up with this again, you know? All over the, you know, you see what I mean? And that's what it's all about. So it's not just the, you know, the 232 on the ceiling, you know what I mean? Then you've got your 9 steps, and then that's your 9, and then you've got your 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, my profane friends. They're very consistent with their symbolism, and they've been ruling us and controlling us for centuries and decades. You know what I mean? And no one's done anything about it. 10 minutes till gym. Now, here's another piece I want to show you. Can you see it hanging off the ceiling, yeah? When you look down on that, obviously it's a pyramid, yeah? You've got to look down on it. But again, can you see the same configuration? See? The octagon empire. But that there, my profane friends, and I'm not going to go too much into it because you should be able to work it out by now, but it's 2, 3, oh, it's not drawn. Stop. Get back here. But that's what that is, 2, 3, 2, look, you see? But again, they won't tell you that, and that makes the Masonic cube. Everything is the Masonic cube. You know what I mean? because it's all Saturn and then one-eyed god Lucifer. You see, that's what that represents. So when you see that, yeah, and you see this star with the point in, yeah, it's always the point. Remember that, it's the point. And then when you see this, yeah, like this, yeah, when you see that, it's the Masonic cube. Do you see what I mean, my profane friends? I've just shown you it's the Masonic cube, yeah, but you can't see it. Can you see it? No, you can't, because you're not trained to see it. They don't train you to see it, but that's what it is. It's the Masonic cube, you see. Mad, isn't it? Even I can't see it. That's what I mean. I'm struggling to see it myself. Do you know what I mean? But there it is, look. The Masonic cube, look. Dum, dum, bum, 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 bum. Yeah. But that's what it is, you know. And then, like from above, when you look down above from it, yeah, because you've got this little thingy here, look. I don't know if you can see it, look. It's like an hourglass, yeah. Like this. It's that type of shape, yeah. And when you look from above, it puts another shape on top of it. But like I said, it's not all 3D. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, that's another, you know, a sigil to Saturn or whatever. And if you notice in the side, look, you see the heraldry, look? That's the shields of the family that protect the monster, the Minster and the families, look, the shields. See the shields going all around there? That's the families that control and run Great Yarmouth. You know what I mean? The lords, the dukes and the earls for the kings and the queens. But anyway, this is the only video I could get of the church windows. They got vandalised. The church. But do you understand the symbolism here? Look, again, it's all Luciferian 666, all built in, look. And what it is, look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? So it's 4, 5, yeah? Diamonds, yeah? 4, 5, 4, yeah? So let me just simplify that and enlarge it a little bit so we can see what we're actually getting here. You can count the windows later at your own leisure. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already done this so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? That's what it is. I'll change the colour just to so you can see it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 2 there, look. You see it, look? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's one Masonic cube of 6, okay? Change the colour again. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, which is your second Masonic 6, okay? And then right in the middle, my profane friends, I've done yellow, done red, I'll do blue. And then right in the middle of it, you've got 2, 3, 2, which is your third 6. You see? So it's a 666 in every window. Can you imagine that? Do you know what I mean? How about that, my profane friends? Amazing, isn't it? How each and every window panel is 666. And that's that's your church Minster. Look, you see it? Look, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, that's your first one. Okay, I can't get it dead on in the dots, but there you go. I'm not a professional, yeah? Let me get that one in. So there it is, look. There's your first Masonic cube. We'll go to yellow. And we go 2, 3, 2. You see? That's your second Masonic cube. And then we'll go to red. Then right in the middle, look. Because it's always remember, it's always combining it. It's not Darren Brown. I can't remember his name, but that's what that is. That's exactly what that represents. 2, 3, 2, 3 Masonic cubes, 6, 6, 6 for Lucifer. Do you know what I mean? And that's what that represents, my profane friends. Unreal, isn't it? Eh? Unbloody real. The way they get away with it. You know what I mean, my profane friends? And obviously you've got the square and compass all in, you know, these are actually square and compasses if you didn't know it. You know what I mean? Like this, look, you see? You know, and don't forget, these are 4 square, the windows, yeah? Each section is 4 square, look, you see? Which is that square like that, yeah? And then you get the square around the box if you look at it, yeah? Let me just do it a bit better. I'll do it large. This is what you're actually looking at, yeah? This. okay? That's what you're looking at. It's 4 square, okay? Terrible, isn't it? Even I'm bloody getting it wrong. Right there, boom, 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 yeah? Right, and then right through the middle, you get this, okay? That's 4 square. Why is it 4 square? Because again, I doubt if you even see it because you're profane. It's the square and can't piss 4 times, okay? Again, I'll just do another colour just to give you one idea where it is. You've got square and can't piss 4 times, okay? I'll do it again just because I'm really great. And then it's square and can't piss, yeah? And this is why it's 4 square, because what colouring I used? I'll use I don't know what colour that is, but I'll use it. And then you've got your final square and compass there. That's why it's called 4 square. And 4 square are the 13 points, yeah? Okay, that's what that is. That's 13 points. If I can put them in, I'd show you, but I don't know how to do it. I'm not that clever. You know what I mean? My profane friends. Oh, someone ringing me. Shut up. Right, so the 13 points, if I just show you, I've got to show you, haven't I? Do you know what I mean? Now, I've shown you what the 13 points are on the ceiling, yeah? So it's 2, look, 2, 3, 2, which is the first steps, yeah? Enter the apprentice, fellowcraft, then your hidden chambers. Then it's 9, okay? There's your 9, okay? Then we've got the, so that's your square. Look, you see? That's your square. Let me square it off. See, that's your square. Okay, so that's your 9 steps, okay? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What do you end up with? And that's your 13, you see? So each one of them window panels, if you look, are 13 as well, you see? So that's what that is. That's 13. 13 makes 4 square, you see? And 4 square, what is 4 square? It's 4 times the square and can't piss. You see what I mean, my profane friends? Hopefully that was a little bit better of an explanation. So that's what 4 square. And you'll see it. Oh, you'll see it everywhere. There's your second one, and then you've got your third one and your fourth one. Actually, I'll put them in just to make sure you really understand. Then you've got your fourth one. And then you've got your fifth one. I'll use that dodgy colour, whatever that is. Then you got this one here. That's what your 4. That's what 4 square is, okay? And if you look at the windows, you'll see that that's the 13 points. Yeah, 13 points is the Luciferian square and can't piss, and that's what that is. And if you look in the window, you can see it here. Look, boom, and then there's a square. Look, 4 squares. Look, if I can just put a little dot in them, I suppose that would help. If I just put a little dot in there, a little dot in there, a little dot in there, and a little dot in there, you can see the square, because if I square it off, we end up with 4 square, you see? And that's what that is. Each one of them windows is 13, 13, 13, 13. You see what I mean? But it's also 3 Masonic cubes. So basically, it's 13, and it's 6, 6, 6. You know what I mean? And that's the church Minster windows. If you also go in the Minster, you'll look at and look at the donation slates. Yeah, the donation slates in there have all the local Masonic lodges donating to it. Yeah, the slates, and at the top of the slate is His Royal Highness the King. Now, obviously, he was the Prince. You know what I mean? But it shows you the lords, the dukes, the barons, and the families that run this town and city with their Luciferian doctrine. You know what I mean? Anyway, have a great day, my profane friends. I don't think I can really add much more to that. All the windows are done. David Blaine was done, or David Icke, or whatever his friggin' name is. Let me just look at the recents just to see if there's anything else on there. Nope. That is it, my profane friends. Remember, the Freakmasons, apprentice, fellow craft, master mason. Hear nothing, see nothing, and especially don't say anything about bum stretching any kids. You know what I mean? Building better builders. No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? What it's all about, they're building better bum stretchers. Building better bum stretchers. B. Remember that.
And what is BBB? Let me show you, my profane friends. Remember, these bum stretching knows no bounds. Right, B, 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 yeah? 2, 2, 2, because it's A, B. 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, and it's their other 6, you see? All they do is build better bum stretchers. Remember that. Bum stretchers. Okay, building bum stretchers. Anyway, have a great day. I'm all excited. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, I love you all.